Up and at 'em.
Up and at them.
Up and at 'em.
Up and at them.
Up and at 'em.
Up and at them.
Better.
That was the restroom.
You were?
At the short midget urinal,
Yes.
and somebody had peed on top of the urinal.
I saw that.
Oh,
there was
you're
a,
welcome.
There was a
that was you.
Yeah, my dick got caught around my neck.
there was a piddle on top of the urinal.
So we got
That's
caught around your
incredible.
neck. Did you have to suck it out to get the urine out onto that urinal?
No, but it looked like I was going for a hula hoop record because I didn't want to use my hands because I hadn't washed them yet. I always wash my hands before I touch my dick.
Were there any high-ranking future officials in there with you?
I don't think so. Otherwise, they would have been caught in this lemonade crocodile mile spiral I had going around. Woo! TalkRadar 111. What's the best way to say this?
111.
111.
One cubed.
One cube.
One cubed.
One cube.
11D1.
11D1. Oh, I like that one. 11D1.
Thank you, Bilbo Baggins.
Oh man, you should have that. When he says that in Fellowship of the Ring, it sounds like he's like stuttering.
Oh
He's all
yeah,
like,
I know.
It's the 111th birthday.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little too late for
Is he
that.
Dr. Roxo now?
Oh, you have to put it in there.
I'm Bilbo Baggins. I do cocaine.
See, that was loud enough.
There we go.
About to turn this shit invisible.
Yeah, we're obviously all the Lord of the Rings talk. We're gearing up for Comic-Con.
Yes, by the time you hear this, we'll already be there and probably hate it.
We'll be there. We're going to record this segment in the community segment from the from HQ, and then you're going to jump ahead of time in the middle to when we're at. I know it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. We're going to try and get hopefully another cast to go up like we did last year. Maybe one of just Comic-Con interviews, a special. I don't have my Hanna-Barbera special button. That's not the right one.
Isn't it, though?
No. Special. I will announce a WinRAR for a contest this week. Andy Roebuck, he's off to college, and he pleaded to me. He gets my Planet of the Apes box set. I love this. Like
The one that nobody in the office would take from you.
I wouldn't let anybody have that. That was clearly. I want to just start giving away all this junk I have in my house, including games. And as a bonus prize, if this is done on Twitter, I have to follow you to get your DM. So that's also what you get.
Oh,
you
wow.
get me to follow you. No one's impressed by this? No? All right, top 7. Top 7. Speaking
Did you tell him that the bottom of that box is falling off?
No, because I glue sticked it.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? I'm not going to send this guy a shoddy piece of merchandise. No. It's Planet of the Apes. It deserves better treatment. That's why they put the new box set in an ape head. Yeah.
Wasn't it an orangutan?
Yes.
10 is an
yes.
ape.
It's an
Yes,
ape,
it
but I
was.
wanted but I wanted to be specific.
I see.
It's a monkey head.
Let's get this top 7. Charlie, you worked on a top 7 this week for GamesRadar.com.
I did.
We do every week, and we talk about the first segment of the podcast.
It's true.
Would you like me to
Oh, please!
announce what it is?
Oh God, who are we?
I'm
right.
Christopher Antista.
I'm Michael Raparos.
I'm Brett Elston.
And Charlie Barrett.
I don't have any Charlie sound effects.
Shut up. I can hear it in my head.
Okay. Somebody
Wait,
actually
you should have the Bioshock one in there.
somebody suggested to me that I use the why don't you use the in that Charlie intro you made? Here's this thing you got to use in it. And he sent me Charlie the Unicorn.
Yeah, that's not already in there somewhere?
That's all the intro is Charlie the Unicorn. Charlie, and I don't remember where it is.
Do you have the Charlie Bit My Finger in there at all?
No, I didn't. I actually wasn't aware of that video at the time.
That's too mainstream for Games Radar.
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie, where you going?
There you go. Where are you going? He's going to the top 7, crazy Bioshock lady.
Good transition.
Very professional.
This is a follow-up to a top 7 we did at the end of June, the best games of 2010 so far, so you can imagine this is the worst games of 2010
Betterest?
so far.
Blurst.
Somebody suggested we do the meh games of 2010 so far. That's very specific.
Yeah, those are all the ones that are within, maybe the 5 to 7.
Let's just do the games of 2010 so far and just list them.
I
believe we did that in January.
I imagine a lot of us haven't played this, but these are universally reviled games, critically.
Yeah, so here in the office we generally, since since we don't cover every game, we usually play the games that we think are going to be good. So these are games that most of us have not played. So I really relied on aggregator sites like Metacritic to figure out what the worst reviewed games, the very lowest, rather than making it a subjective thing that which ones we just didn't like. I want to get the ones that were absolutely the worst reviewed so far of this year, and that's what these 7 are.
Because for the best one, we actually we didn't realize.
Yeah, that was one of our choices.
We chose.
Sorry, I didn't grab a lot of sound effects. This seemed like perfect fodder for grabbing sound effects, but we're off to Comic-Con and busy, folks. Right?
Yeah, you're already at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm already at Comic-Con as you're hearing this, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking to you through the magic of time.
Number 7. In space.
In space. Number 7 is what, Jazz?
Oh man, this is Iron Man 2.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
A bad game for a bad movie.
But does he have a sound effect? Does Iron Man say anything?
They all have like the "Okay, go."
Okay. All right, Iron Man 2, horrible or really?
I do love the first image of Tony Stark's CG face, which I have blown up on this iPad for humorous effect. There you go.
Can I
I
get?
think he's supposed to be in pain, but he looks like he's singing a vaudeville at a vaudeville show. So Iron Man 2 is horrible, but it's less horrible than the other 6 before it. So I guess comparatively, it's not that horrible.
Fun tie back to Comic-Con.
I personally think this is the worst
Or not,
game
I'll wait.
on this list that I've played.
Really?
Because I have a very high tolerance for bad games, but this thing, I was so bored by the second level that I just okay, that's it, and I took it back to GameStop without.
I was looking
There's
for
that name again.
a screenshot. The screenshots
bothering
on
with it.
we have all of our screenshots. And this is stuff that the company put out. This is supposed to make your game look good, and there's pictures of him just kicking a robot.
Oh, it's
from a warehouse, and another one of him just standing in front of a tank that's not really doing anything.
So boring and
This
squat.
must be the best that the game has to offer.
I didn't grab anything, but I watched the intro video and the face modeling. I don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with it, but it looks like his upper lip is tied to the bridge of his nose the entire time he's giving this speech into the camera. It's horrible, and it's not RDJ.
Completely squandering
They did get what's the guy? It's not Terrence Howard.
Don Cheadle. I know they advertise in the box featuring the cast Don Cheadle and Sam Jackson.
So
it's almost like highlighting what you don't have when you put that on the box.
It's such a squandering of a superhero that should make an excellent
Seriously.
game. It's a mix. It should be part flight combat and I have a lot of technical and espionage stuff going on. You could make an Arkham Asylum level about kind of game about Tony Stark and Iron Man, and it never will as long as Sega holds the license and just keeps shitting out these
We also
movies.
announced Thor this week.
Look forward to Thor on this list next year.
There could be a decent Iron Man game. Unfortunately, all Sega seems to be interested in is making shitty, slow Ace Combat clones.
And movie licenses, and it loves making Marvel games where you repeatedly kick the shit at a robot.
I think all the enemies are robots and tanks and helicopters.
I knew that ending would come back to bite us in the ass because the whole game was going to be based on the ending of Iron Man 2.
Because the game takes place after Iron Man 2. You don't have to play through the movie itself.
This may not be Iron Man from Captain America and the Avengers, but he was the best character in that game.
Oh, definitely was
It
the best
awesome.
character. Tie back to Comic-Con where we are now, but not right now.
Okay.
How am I here?
Well,
This is
you're here
amazing.
because it's still Wednesday.
All right.
Tuesday. even.
I'm a hologram.
Yes.
Coming in like the Emperor.
Beamed in from
As am
CNN.
I.
But they showed last year, which is why I'm afraid Thor is going to be there, is because this time last year they were like, here's a new Iron Man 2 game, and I had to sit this demo. This lady very slowly and in the most boring way possible beat a giant robot boss by
robot elephant.
Yeah,
Yes.
only it was like a robot spider, and it was just floating around. And the whole time she's like, "So we really took some cues from the first game, and then really figured out what the response was, and fixed a lot of stuff." And I'm watching it like this game looks horrible already. It's so boring. And can I play? No.
Was that at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
I remember last year at Comic-Con, Iron Man 2. I'm like, wow, you didn't do anything
He didn't
different.
do anything. And then now I'm like, so they announced Thor today, Tuesday, and now I really expect Friday, I bet in the same part of the damn floor they'll have Thor stinking up the exact same corner. And I'll be flying around hitting a giant spider again, but it won't be a robot. It'll be a real spider. It'll be the same game,
but it'll just be reskinned. It'll be like
Yeah,
the
it'll be the
shitty
same
Wii
spider.
games.
That was the positive spin I tried to put on the news story. At least Thor won't be beating up giant robots. Hopefully their
Surely not.
creativity will be opened up a little bit to make other enemies. The press release made mention of a 12-ton ice troll.
Oh, the ice giants are
Yeah.
definitely.
He won't actually be
just-
big though. He's like the size won't impress you. He'll probably just be a small but really heavy troll.
I just worry it's going to follow the Superman Returns school of, does our superhero fly? Does he beat things up? Let's have him beat up giant robots and fly.
You know what the boss is going to be? A bigger robot.
Yeah.
That was Superman.
It'll be a
Returns.
robot
No,
version of a
Superman.
character.
Superman Returns was a tornado.
Oh wow, was that a robot?
Oh, yeah,
tornado?
yeah, yeah.
No, it was just a fucking tornado.
Yeah.
How did you beat it?
I think you by just like using heat vision on it for a really long time.
You have ice breath too. A tornado had a fucking health bar. Jesus Christ! This health bar should have been a building. Like when it goes into Thor. Someone yelled at me for misspelling his hammer. I don't know his fucking hammer, but I copied and pasted that from Sega's press release. And if that's what they wrote with a copyright symbol, I assume that's the new hammer.
Mjolnir?
Maybe your hammer will turn against you at the end of the game.
I had to copy because I don't know how to make an umlaut in our fucking CMS.
Well, Chris, only the worthy can actually spell Thor's hammer.
I see. I see.
Somebody laughed really hard at that.
All right. Yeah.
It's a good joke.
Get your chuckle out,
Henry?
We're
Yeah,
heading to
Henry
number
loved
6.
that one. Thank you, Henry, for laughing.
Henry only listens to Giant Bomb.
So did you want to skip the quotes then? Because you said before you want me to read them.
Oh yeah, read the quotes to the end. There was the nicest and the meanest or something.
Right. So because I'm looking at everybody on the internet's reviews of these games in order to figure out what's exactly is so horrible about them. The nicest thing anyone had to say was IGN, and it'll be over before you know it. And then the worst thing anybody had to say was Rome wasn't built in a day, but Iron Man 2 might have been. I think apparently it's only a 4-hour game. So Michael, if you just had outlasted for a bit longer.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I got to that second level, and like I had listened to all the producer or whoever it was saying like, oh no, we're really learning from the lessons of the first game, and this game's going to be much better. And then like second level is just a stupid fucking big beige trench with tanks and that like made the first game so horrible. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm not running escort on these fucking helicopters that blow up at the drop of a hat anymore.
Was it a robot tank?
It was a robot elephant.
I see.
A robot elephant.
Perfect.
I don't have to keep talking.
Number 6 I had never heard of until starting this article. It's a PC Resident Evil copycat game called I'm Not Alone.
And because I was pressed for time, I was only able to grab one piece of contrary audio.
I can't wait to hear it.
The Sonic 3 soundtrack.
That's it.
I'm sure they chose the word alone because they were trying to make you, maybe people think of their fond memories from the early 90s of Alone in the Dark.
I'm not
It's still
alone
good.
in the dark.
It may escalate. That's
I
all
want
I'm
to hear the
saying.
rest of the song.
All right, I'm sorry. Maybe in the break, probably not.
I'd never actually heard of this. I'm kind of surprised.
I love the image of the what appears to be a zombie doing like a flash dance or something like a
Zombies.
the
Oh,
maniac,
no, that's clearly Bat Dance.
like doing the maniac dance, which is gonna pull a bucket of water over its head.
yes.
That zombie is clearly double jointed.
It's a bucket of blood.
Are we done with this?
Oh, that zombie. I have nothing to say, but I can read the quotes if you want me to.
Sum it up, baby.
The nicest thing anyone had to say about I'm Not Alone.
You? I thought it was me.
Being contrary.
I'm not even sure what this quote is trying to say, but I like it. To be fair, it does feel like it's at least a decade out of date and being played on a 386. Can't try. I don't know if that's good or bad. The most scathing
excessive.
review quote was, "You want to bash the keyboard against your skull out of frustration."
And forever gone.
Number 5. Number 5. It is
waiting for the
Naughty
game's
Bear.
radar to load.
It's Naughty Bear.
Naughty Bear. All the
Micro
I'll
Paras
see-
loves, I think, on record.
I don't love it. I liked it.
Relatively.
I think
He likes it a lot.
I'm obviously in the minority here because I liked it better than everyone else on the internet.
You naughty, naughty.
Bear.
It's Tyler Wilde making a cameo.
You should have stuck Paul's breastfed by bear
Oh, I don't even know if we still have that.
and just shoved that in there.
we should purge all Paul audio.
Naughty, naughty.
Bear.
I recognize that rasp.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny and Tyler Wilde.
So I could tell you why I most of the industry hates Naughty Bear, or we can let Michael tell us why
I
he's
think
wrong.
Michael already talked more about Naughty Bear
Yeah.
than any other podcast in the United
I've
States.
said my piece.
Why, Michael,
I'm
did you
done
give
already.
it a higher score?
Well, I think because I was expecting it to be really bad, and then I actually found many things about it that I enjoyed.
Funny or charming?
Gruesome.
Or both?
Farming.
Gruesome.
I enjoyed the just the constant trying to scare bears into committing suicide and racking up chains with those bears scaring other bears, and eventually I had a whole bunch of bears committing suicide.
Is that a long process to endure?
Not very long.
No.
No.
It's like Boo when they do something instantly.
Well, they don't commit suicide instantly,
No.
but they'll get scared. You just kind of have to wear them down a little bit.
Yeah, I thought it was an instantaneous thing. That does sound a little boring, my friend.
So when you were executing the bears,
But I mean, that's not all you do. You can just run up and kill them if you want.
Oh, I get it.
You can hack them to pieces.
Man, this
sort
is
of.
a
Not really.
psychological
No.
bear game.
I saw a bunch of clips, video clips, when people were killing the bears with their big, huge weapons. That it would just like wasn't like you saw stuffing flying out or actual like tears.
No,
it was kind of the knife was just kind of clipping right through their texture, like as if they were made out of pixels.
Well,
which they are.
it's unsatisfyingly gory. I mean, there is fluff that flies around.
Well said, Charlie.
Like they will disembowel themselves, and that like opens a seam with fluff. But
All right.
that's about it.
Fluff? Is that about it?
Would you want to see a sequel to Naughty Bear?
If it were considerably better, sure.
It really
you're
seems like
rare.
a wasted potential because
Yeah.
like the idea is great and it seems almost like a test game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's put this out, sell a few, see what the reviews say, and then we'll make another game that's actually super violent.
It did have a weird whiff of tech demo about it. Like, you know, like you could put anything over this overlay, and I mean you could make a Friday the 13th
Yeah,
game
exactly.
using this technology.
like almost like War Gods testing the ground for Mortal Kombat 4.
Kinda, yeah,
and now
yeah,
they're
yeah.
Like I don't know who has the estate of Friday the 13th at this point, but
Warner Brothers.
is it Warner Brothers?
Well, New Line.
Oh,
but
New Line.
New
And they're
Line
like,
doesn't exist.
we want a Friday the 13th game with Jason, but I don't know. Well, what if we make a test game? And then now you just replace the bears with people.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right.
And then now you get a shitty game with Jason.
Nicest thing someone said. Is that from Michael Raparez?
No, Michael
No.
Raparez's
I don't think-
review was
I don't
not
think-
online
no.
yet.
No.
This was D plus Pad magazine.
Ooh, I love D plus pad.
I know. Not completely devoid of charm. I think Michael used that same phrase in his. And the worst was an example for every game design classroom of what not to do.
So that was
You naughty, naughty.
Bear.
number 4.
Number 4 is going to be really boring to talk about. The
Let's
funniest,
just not do it for very long.
well, the funniest part is the title. Like
Pure
they were trying to cover
football.
all their bases. Pure football, authentic soccer.
Authentic soccer.
We want to make sure we get football, soccer, pure,
Want to
authentic,
appeal to both the Latinos and the English speakers.
and
What I
people that
would've
think of it
done-
as football and people that know it as soccer.
For the American release, it's reverse the titles. American soccer, pure authentic soccer, pure football.
Yeah.
That would have sold dozens.
Or they could
At
have just called
least.
it
They should have just
soccer.
called it Goal.
Gold.
They could have just called it
I think that
released
exists,
to
though.
time
There is
with the
goal
World
and
Cup.
goal too.
Goal and
Spelled
goal,
out.
too?
It's even spelled out.
Dude, all I could do is I
TWO.
looked into this and I got bored and just went to go look about Mega Man Soccer.
A fine game.
I'm sure that would have been reviewed even worse if it was released this year.
Yeah, it's not. I don't have fond memories of that game.
It's fun, but I mean, you can just
Music's
score,
terrible.
score goals over and over again by using the superpower, which kills every goalie every time. Like, you use cut man, and you cut the goalie in half. Goal!
Yeah, that was number 4, Mega Man Soccer.
Mega
All
Man.
right, number
Yeah.
3,
I'm glad they came back this year.
Prison Break.
Oh man, I can't believe this. I can't believe there's a Prison Break game this year.
I know. It was, and it came out like well after the show was canceled.
And
Yeah, there was a show that
nobody I know has talked about Prison Break for years.
Ever. Like, my friend tried to tell me something good about it, but I remember it came on and took Arrested Development's time slot when it was canceled.
Oh, man.
And he's like, no, you should watch it. Don't not watch it because of that. I'm like, sorry, it's a principle thing. Like, this should be Arrested Development's time slot. I'm not watching Prison Break
And I couldn't
ever.
take it seriously because one of the main characters was the guy from John Doe, which was like a failed show right before that.
I remember that was a long time ago, though, Charlie. You got to let go. I have a clip, and I don't It's not you don't play as the main character from the show. You play as an all new character.
Yeah, he was
And,
just watching the main characters like
Yeah, I almost wanted to start this at the do this at the beginning. Like, guess what fucking game this is from?
Officially, I don't exist. I'm an agent for the company, an organization who keeps the world stable by controlling economies and telling countries not to blow each other up. Burroughs is a small pawn in a bigger game. The company needs him to go on ice, on schedule, and that's what's going to happen.
It's like what?
I believe that's Metal Gear
That's
Solid
Prison
7.
Break. That is the lead character of Prison Break.
I believe you mean Prison Break :
Prison
the
Break:
conspiracy.
The conspiracy.
Wasn't there another Prison Break game that came out a while ago?
The Suffering.
Possibly.
Alias?
Chronicles of Riddick.
The Shawshank Redemption.
I mean,
That's not a bad word.
R-aption.
I see.
Well, he just says R-ape so fast it blurs together.
Right.
That's what he said was R-ape.
Speaking of poop, let's do. What was the nicest thing someone said about that game?
The angle that the developers have taken is very unique. That's very thematic of them. Of real game are very diplomatic. Waiting for
what's
Games
number
Era
2?
to load. Number 2 is Dead or Alive is still going.
Oh my god!
On the PSP.
On the PSP, a total what? Did I get my FAP sound?
It's Dead or Alive Paradise, isn't it?
It
I
is.
believe
Which,
it is Dead or Alive
It's a
Paradise.
game. It's not just a game that's built around ogling girls, like polygon girls.
It's very sad.
Like that would make more sense if it was.
It works. I mean, there's a hands-free mode where you just watch a girl like swing and rubber crotch on a branch. So it's like that's what it's for. Is somehow getting off on PSP.
Yeah.
I often jerk off.
I
Till
did.
Puke.
I did. Can't prove that was puke. There was a splat.
Gonna do it. Can I time it?
You should have just played the Splat.
Umlaut? I'll just play the splat. Oh, that's a better idea. Hold on.
Wow.
But
Use a sock, kids.
it's also where it lands is where it must go. But also, like this, it's also a franchise that had historically only appeared on the most technologically advanced platform of the day. It was like
yeah.
Dreamcast, well, PlayStation,
Yeah.
sort of.
It's
in
supposed to be all about these
64, maybe.
independent boot
Xbox,
physics. and-
Xbox 360, Dreamcast at the time, like
Saturn.
that was its thing.
And now it's on the PSP with these really blocky palm trees behind the girls. And
It's like, it took a step back. Like there's already been a 360 version of this game on Zack Island.
I can't come at no jaggies.
Yeah.
The thing is, I
could in
can't.
'96, but not
No.
in 2010.
I can't believe that the screenshots that have been published for this are what the game actually looks like. Just because everybody complains, like I've never seen it actually running, but everybody complains about how fucking horrible it is.
yeah, I'm assuming it
And
must be worse than these.
These screens for a PSP game don't look that bad.
No, I'm sure those like when there's no. Well, I mean, a lot of those screens that they've shown are like there's no physics or taxing things going on. It's like
A lot of pre-rendering.
it's
You know,
like
it might be different seeing it in motion, but
And I mean, it looks to me like they took a render of that girl and just put her in front of the actual PSP screen of those palm trees, which are
I think I've been incredibly afraid of this game.
that would be more like it because
kinda-
the background definitely looks very
Yeah.
PSP.
What was the nicest thing someone said about this game, Chaz?
Before I read that, I would like to hear you read the press release.
The press release.
Oh, you can't see it because you're over there.
I know. I don't have the internet.
I just wanted to hear it read in a creepy voice because I find it very creepy.
how much space is on a UMD, by the way?
Not much. It's like
Like a gig?
a
or
gig.
2
I think you
gigs?
can do about a gig.
And how much is on a Blu-ray?
50 gigs can fit on a Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was
On a
that
dual
much.
layer Blu-ray.
Huh.
I would like to hear how much is on every kind of storage medium.
That I can't tell you. A
That is-
regular DVD is
well-
4x7, which is what an Xbox is.
Well,
usually.
I asked
Unless it's dual layer, and then it becomes
like 8 gigs.
1.4 gigabytes.
I asked because I was getting ready to tweet. I was wondering. This is a bit derailing before we get to number one.
Oh,
but,
no.
But very quickly, I was wondering if the next generation of games will not be on discs, but rather something more like USB sticks. Because today, a 16 gig stick is very cheap.
Yep.
And why even mess with load times and all that data strewn across a Blu-ray of 50? I mean, I imagine 3 years from now, I'll be able to buy a 50 gig USB stick.
Maybe
It
it's
just
too
seems
hard
like-
to pirate, maybe?
I mean, maybe, but it's like
I'm reviewing a PSP game, and the PSP stick in there is a launch version to where, like,
Right.
man, I can only afford that 1 gig one.
yes, I remember
And
that.
it's my friend, and the game needs to. It's the worst load times I've ever seen on anything. That
Well, the
UMD
PSP in general, every time I've had to do anything with a stick
Yeah.
on there, it's garbage.
Oh my goodness!
But like, if I can read and play games off an SD card on a Wii, like the technology's there. It just seems like you need to keep messing with discs and printing these.
It doesn't ultimately eliminate load times, but yeah, a
No,
lot
no,
of the
no,
shit
not-
can be
not-
sped up.
Not completely eliminate them, but I don't know. It's almost going back to carts, but in a
You should look
better
at that
way.
cloud shit. I just got a press invitation to that OnLive
I
site.
signed up for
very
it, but
curious
I
about it.
I signed up for it, but I haven't used it yet.
I'm very scared.
How will we have box art if it's such a tiny little thing?
Oh, I know. Well, it'll be a smaller box. It'll come on the stick, but the stick will come packaged inside of a.
Yeah, why not
box.
package
Maybe
it
the
on a
games-
goddamn stick?
maybe the
They're
games
cheap
will just
now.
be-
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like
The
instead of
games-
be, yeah,
The game's
good
going to
idea.
be shaped like the characters that are in the
L-stick.
game.
Let's do it. I'll take out my fucking memory stick every time instead of a UMD. My UMD can hold important stuff like change and salsa. And yes.
I don't know. It's not a good idea, but it just occurred
Yes,
to
it
me
is.
that-
Like a little piece of plastic with less than a gig of data on it. That's
Yeah.
a perfect idea. It's way cheaper than a UMD, which has like an axis, a spinning disc,
Oh yeah,
and outer
that's
shell.
got all that shit. on
Ultimately, is less safe than a stick.
there. But I mean, like console games, even.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I think they should give them away in Happy Meals.
Number one.
What was the nicest thing someone said about that game, Charlie?
May appear exciting to a sex-starved 16-year-old, so you should like it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, wrong sound effect. Sorry. Yeah, I got Charlie Bear.
Is that the sound effect you were looking for?
Let's do number one.
This is another game I hadn't heard of until this article.
Nice gift, though.
I love that it's on. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
That took me a lot of time to send you the email and ask you to do it.
Yeah.
I can't. And it's on 360 and Wii. That should give you a warning right
yeah.
there. Attack of the Movies 3D.
Roar.
I think we need an echo on the 3D.
I don't have an echo, but I will get one of my favorite sound effects that I haven't used in a while. Which one should I get rid of?
Don't come. Don't super.
No, I don't want to get rid of any of those, do I? Can we get rid of?
Oh well.
No, we need that one.
I can say that on command, by the way.
Wait, you're gonna say it again and then record it.
I don't know, not with the same zest
Just
every time.
just point at me, and we'll act as if you played a sound effect.
I'm gonna pretend.
freeing up a place on your board.
I'm going to pretend Charlie won't show up on this podcast maybe
Ever
once
again.
more in 2010. And
Wait,
then
did you just delete a sound effect of me?
I deleted my Charlie sound, but we heard it already.
That's true.
And
Well, don't.
oh man, isn't it awesome to be able to go inside this process?
It's as exciting as it is dull.
I forgot what I was. I really forgot what I was getting that for.
We are talking about movies.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
What is this?
Blanca's gonna win that.
Attack of the Movies
Attack
3D.
of the Chimps 3D. This is Attack of the Movies 3D on 360 and Wii. And
Ooh.
if you look at these screenshots, it's hard to believe that this game came out in 2010.
That last screenshot is phenomenal.
Of the eel thing.
You won't believe it, but it's the last thing I saw in the article, and I laughed out loud.
Oh wow!
Mhm.
You actually
Well,
LOL.
look at it. It's like a purple snake moving through it, kind of dissolving in its own environment in this day and age.
And you can see, and you can see like blurriness on its teeth, and you can see the angles of every angle of its body.
Yeah.
But basically, this is just a rail shooter game, which put 3D at the end of its title, trying to
They have
people like
3D
3D
glasses?
stuff right now. They had the blue and red
Ugh.
3D glasses of the year.
Gross. Yick.
And it came out on Wii, and then they brought it on 360 with almost the same graphics.
Can you? Oh, wacky.
Oh, and also you know, on the Wii, at least you can use the zapper. You're using the
zapper?
the
I see.
Wiimote. But on the 360, you just have to slowly move the targeting reticule over to each thing.
Gross. I do not want any of this. Can we go into break?
Yes.
We're going to have some phone calls, do some community segment. I'm going to try and convince Charlie to stay around. May not be possible.
But the next segment,
The next segment, oh my God, we'll be at Comic-Con.
yes, we'll do a time warp into the future,
Yeah.
which is actually into your past still.
But then we'll come back to this time.
And
Yes.
And the third segment will be back here.
Boom, right back.
And I'm not going to talk at all
Right
for the
back
second
in normal
segment.
time. No.
But I'll
he may
still
not.
be there.
He'll still be there.
You'll be replaced by somebody.
I just don't like what you're talking about.
Potentially Cheryl?
I have, in the break though, I have a great song by, They Call Me the Meat Market. Did a great ode to TalkRadar song. I hope you guys try to listen to it when I sent it around.
It's good.
I'll bet you didn't. But it's really fun and really addictive. And this, I saw a YouTube video from a guy named G-Saurus4, and I love how people are uncovering things about Mario's programming. Super Mario World, for example. Tyler Nagata posted a video of that. Did you watch that at least, Brett, where they showed like how the camera moves in relation to Mario? It was really in depth.
Oh yeah, I did.
And I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And this guy, G-Saurus4, found that green apples, when Yoshi eats them, give you more time. But when you hit that...
right, the last 100 seconds or whatever.
What that does is tell the game to automatically speed the song up. So he went around and, like, say, we've all heard this song before.
Right.
Hear it out. It's only a couple more seconds. All right. He went around. The song speeds up.
That's him jumping, right?
That is him moving around. But you could hear the song speed up, could you not?
Yeah.
The song's...
Right.
The song is speeding up, and what he would do is right when the song laps under 100 seconds and sped up, he ate a green apple, which gave him 20 more seconds.
Right.
When the song, he got to under 100 seconds again, the song dictated the programming dictated the song speed up again.
Right.
And this is a level littered with green apples. And let's just say he does this about 8 times until the song is...
Oh wow! It speeds it up again. It speeds
does
the speed up again.
Yeah, it's just basic programming that just says no, speed the song up. And I can't actually make this. It's not speeding up the song. It's just playing the musical instruments closer together.
Oh, huh.
Wow.
With that, we're going to go to break with, oh man, I don't know if it gets faster than this, but holy shit. We got to hurry. All right, when we get back, phone calls, game deals. Oh my God.
It's Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, and you're listening to TalkRadar on GamesRadar.com. Dig it!
There's a place to go when one needs some comfort and friends. A glorious place which to the death I will defend. Its location is hidden from too many a man. So here I am to tell you the name of this land. TDar. Name and follow your nose to the smell of pizza, blood, farts, and honking for cancer. I shall retweet ya. I'm no Wiki Perez, but this I do know. Once you're in TalkRadar land, your happy gland will explode. TDar.
TalkRadar, bitches.
All of a sudden, I could feel 100% evil come over me.
Whoopee! I'm going to GamesRadar.com, the official website of the internet.
Can you dig it?
Comic-Con!
That's where we are.
That is where we be. This is exhausting.
I'm tired.
More so than last year.
My back hurts.
Carrying tons of equipment.
It's the kind of show that, like, I want to tweet something every 34 seconds, and I just can't verbalize it well in that amount of time, like the tweet count.
Oh, and people with AT&T phones have no service.
Yeah, I know. I'm on my wonderful Verizon with a terrible, terrible phone, but I have.
I can't tweet or do
I will
anything.
call you anytime.
Now, when we say live, we are coming to you right in the floor. We're sharing a room with the Musicians Institute, and I believe they're signing people up right behind us as we speak.
Free plug for that thing I don't know about.
We have to. Oh, you can be getting some cool stuff, but I'm so tired. What did I get? I got an interview with Tom Fulp from Newgrounds.
That's cool.
We're going to have an interview podcast
for Behemoth.
For Behemoth,
the Castle Crashers guy.
Yeah, the Castle Crashers guy. We may get an interview with the Scott Pilgrim folks, but we got one with Sly Cooper.
Yeah,
the producer of the Sly Cooper HD remake.
Oh,
right?
I thought you got one with Sly Cooper.
I did. He was very silent.
Dude, he was just as attractive as he is in the game. That voice, man.
I'm more intrigued by the email from the office that I just got from Carolyn. Quotes, dude, seriously, it can mean that too. It can, claims Henry Gilbert in the subject line. Henry Gilbert on Twitter, seriously, if Amazon doesn't get me my copy of Scott Pilgrim 6, I'm going to bust a nut. Lizzie Cuevas, but I thought bust a nut meant something good.
Yeah.
Henry, no, it means I'll be so mad I'll rupture a blood vessel in my testicle. Totally not good. Never heard that, Henry. Update from Henry. One guy on Urban Dictionary backs me up. I would rather be in the office discussing the definition of bust a nut than sweating next to all these people right now. I kid.
And this is the slow day, Thursday, when we're recording this.
But it's still shoulder to shoulder.
Oh, yeah, it's still incredibly packed.
We got a nicer booth this year, but like right next to us, Corey Feldman just came by to sign autographs. Who's that? That J.J. Abrams,
J.J. Abrams
right
is there now.
Oh, wait, so that's the Corey that's live, I assume?
Yes.
Okay. It wasn't a zombie.
He was promoting Lost Boys 3, and I hope Haim was written out tastefully.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he died.
I forgot they were making that.
And to my left, I can see Adam Sessler signing pictures of his face.
Someday,
that's not a joke. That's fucking
someday.
true.
He's been in this industry a long time. I saw Sessler, because G4 is also right above us.
Yeah.
I saw him talking to Seth Rogen, and I could recognize his voice, and I looked like I heard him say Seth, and I turned around and like, man, skinny Seth Rogen looks a lot like Seth Killian. They grew up their chops the same way. They're wearing glasses, the same hair.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Seth Killian.
Oh, man, did you talk to Seth Killian?
I just went over. The first thing I did when we got here is I ran over to the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 booth and played with the new characters, which was like Chun-Li, Doctor Doom, Super Skrull, and Trish from Devil May Cry.
How's Doom play?
Doom plays, from what I saw, exactly like he did in Marvel 2. The same super moves, the same... I don't know, he just looks really cool. I really like Super Skrull, though, because he combines all the powers of the Fantastic Four. So you get, like, stretchy limbs like Dalsim, but they're made of, like, thing rock arms. But he's super fast and, like, really damaging, and he just looks cool. And he's maybe the most fun character that I played today. And then Trish is the girl from Devil May Cry. And it's Tyler's taking a picture. I had to pose.
I just wanted to show that we're in like a glass room.
Yeah, we're in a
there's
plastic cage. And there's people
like,
all around us.
This guy with like a Spider-Man mask and like sunglasses just came and started looking in a second ago.
Excuse me, that was Deadpool, I believe.
Oh, was that Deadpool?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I just wanted to correct you for no reason. I don't know anything about comics. What can I say?
We'll talk about that later.
But no, I played Marvel 3. They're having a tournament every day at like 11 and 3 or something. And I mean, it's a really cool game. It's getting really good feedback from the Evo was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
The crowd there enjoyed it, and usually those are the most like fickle, complainy people about a new game. And it's actually turning out to really be striking a chord.
Are they doing a panel of any kind, Capcom, this year?
There's a Marvel panel tomorrow, Friday, today, I guess. And then there's the important one is Saturday, I think at 1 or 12 to 1 is the really big Capcom panel that there's probably going to be an announcement of a new game.
What do you think, Namco?
They were saying the prevailing wisdom seems to suggest Namco versus Capcom.
Yeah, that's the only thing that could save Namco's franchise at this point.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, if Capcom develops it, I'm down, because it would be cool to see the Street Fighter characters fight Tekken, Soul Calibur people. Tyler, what you staring at?
I'm nothing.
Oh, you're looking at levels. There's so much happening behind me.
There's a lot happening.
I assume things are happening.
Yeah,
That's all I've really seen. Oh, the thing I was trying to tweet and describe at Comic-Con that I couldn't get across in a tweet, but was fucking hilarious to me, and I laughed so hard it hurt when I piss. Because it was in the urinal.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And a guy 3 urinals down is dressed like a soldier and like ammo belts and pockets and looks really serious. And he's kind of fit too, so he looks the part. And he's silently standing in front of there, and he's like, "Just get up my wiener here," and then all these plastic bullets fall off of him from somewhere, and just clink, 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 all across the floor. And oh, damn it!
I had
can you sink any loader than picking up fake ammo off a bathroom floor?
Oh, my dead burn costume.
And then a clown walked up next to me to piss. I was like, I want a picture of this so bad.
One, I have seen more fat Wonder Womans here than any other year previously.
I've seen 2 Wonder Women whose crotches were folding into themselves. And it's like, you had to check before
we
you
call
left.
that the bomblet. Yeah. Get a name. But what I've also noticed in terms of the cosplay, the old people, the people who came to Comic-Con since it first started, with their gray beards and giant guts and hairy backs and fat wives, they all dress as steampunk.
Oh, wow.
As steampunkers. You will notice it now. All steampunkers are very, very old nerds. Eric's going to correct me. Yeah.
The woman actually said, yes, all of our clothes are available in size 4X.
See?
Oh, my God.
If you picked that up, Eric walked...
4X.
Eric walked by a goth in a steampunk booth, and he heard somebody say, yes, we are... Sizes are available in 4XL. 4XL.
I just need
That's more than pornography.
I know. That's more X's than porn.
Is it pornographic to wear?
How you doing, Tyler Wilde?
I'm okay.
What did you do today?
Well, we got here, drank a couple beers.
Oh, we did.
Before we got
Seems
here.
like years ago.
It does. It seems like that was, I was about 12 when I was drinking those beers.
Or so the waitress thought. The one who made me show her my passport.
Oh, yeah.
Who looked and sounded like an out-of-work Tara Reid.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. She was
I was in the
incompetent.
Pussycats movie like 9 years ago.
So I've been lugging around camera equipment. Haven't really done any interviews with the camera yet.
But your B-roll is fantastic.
Oh, I've got some great B-roll, guys. I got B-roll of like a lot of people walking and people walking into me. People kicking my shins. Little kids
just
grabbing my legs, thinking that actually happened while I was walking. A little
grabbing
kid,
your legs.
Little kid wraps his arms around my. I'm not your dad.
Not yet.
I think I accidentally
You wink at his mother.
But I could be, and if I had done anything, I would have been arrested right there. So other than go, put my hands in the air.
Yeah, for a while this was feeling just like E3 until I was playing the Scott Pilgrim game, which I waited 40 minutes to do. Yeah. And a young child came and took the controller from my hand who couldn't speak. And I tried to say, I am working here. And then I just left, not doing anything.
The thing that made me realize the most that it's not E3 is that Eric and I went to a Force Unleashed 2 thing where it was a huge, massive room with a screen and, talking about the game, showing gameplay. And we were talking about how at E3, when you get a bunch of press in a room to watch a game, everyone sits there silently, writing notes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens on the screen. At the press conferences, people clap and stuff. But this room, like, every time he killed someone,
oh, wow, for the first time, you went all the way blue. Buddy.
Yeah, dude, that's a blue bar of excitement because Starkiller is using 2 lightsabers.
Oh, my God. I guess that's all you have to do to make them clap.
It's the sound of half the room hyperventilating. Just and the other thing was, like, the kids who will come up, like, mostly when they do the Q&A after the whole thing. It's a lot of little kids who are, I commend them for being brave enough to get on mic and ask a question. When I was a kid, I would have peed my pants if anyone put a microphone near me. But But these kids just have to come up, and there's always like the one kid. So
push-up glasses.
Now, I've played other games in the Star Wars universe, and you're telling me that, oh my god, kid, what, why?
Is Starkiller, if he's a clone, then that would make the
best thing that happened was
security come and pick him up on a jetpack.
The best thing happened
a
was
really loud, like, realistic jetpack.
One of those kids came up, why does Starkiller have 2 lightsabers? And I can't remember his first name, but Blackman from LucasArts just says, because it's the Force Unleashed 2.
What kind of question? Like, why? Because he has 2 arms? Like,
and everyone, like the crowd, the kid, okay, maybe the kid wasn't that annoying. The kid was just asking, but everyone's like, because it's awesome. It's cool.
Well, that's maybe finding a question where there wasn't a question.
Yeah.
That's why I always feel weird about coming here and complaining about it, because like we're not. I wouldn't say we're jaded to it. We're just sort of immune to that kind of hype.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But these are the real fans who don't get to see that very often.
That's true.
And I'm glad to see people like that have a good time. But fuck, I can't get any work done. I may not come next year.
Wait a minute. Do you guys want to know anything actual?
Yes.
Journalism information?
Yes.
Do it.
About Force Unleashed 2? Well, actually, it looks all right. He talked
Actually,
a lot.
I saw nothing. Yeah.
He talked a lot about how they were disappointed with certain aspects of the first one.
Like the gameplay?
Yeah, no, a little bit.
The game itself?
He didn't cite the gameplay.
How about the loading in the menus
itself.
every time?
He cited bugginess and stuff, and they announced Boba Fett makes an appearance, and
oh my god!
Screamed. And
they put their most popular side character in a video game?
And he did not announce that Yoda would be in it, but he made it very clear that he was.
Will he be going to Dagobah?
Yes.
Was he in the first one? I didn't play the first one.
It was actually a really... He wasn't.
Okay.
But there was actually a really cute kid came up and just, like, shuffled up to the mic and really... Is Yoda in the game? and he just starts laughing and says, he has... Starkiller has a very important experience on Dagobah. And, he was...
Right.
Okay. If you care about that...
Does he see his dad inside a tree? That's about the most... Okay.
I didn't get that reference.
All right. Just a little Star Wars reference. Just a little Star Wars reference.
Hey, it's been a long time.
It's a little independent movie. But just kidding. But check out this Walking Dead thing. If
the show.
Neither of you have read the comic.
What is that?
No, I haven't.
I've never really seen. Like, look, they have the characters from the show and comic
nice.
matched up next to
the
one
art
another.
next to him. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, I really like this.
Can
It's been
you
in my
see this
pocket
with
for a
my
while.
voice?
Oh yeah, God, I wish you could see it.
Yeah. So it's an ad for the Walking Dead
Which
show.
is going to be phenomenal. I know right off the bat.
I need to read it before the show starts.
Oh, it's so great. Yeah, and tomorrow? What do we have going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I actually have to get up on a stage and do a trivia contest.
Woo! Can we expect to see YouTube of that?
No, somebody should probably film it. Yeah.
I will, but you're going to hear a lot of me booing you, like interfering with the microphone.
Don't do that because we're trying to give away a 360.
Yeah, to me, does it matter to anybody in the crowd that I don't have one? That Tyler and I live in a 360-less household?
We do. Well, mine red ring. Well, we
when you have it work, you can take home finally.
I did that back in December. I stole it from work.
No, mine red ringed.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Someday Charlie will want it back. Doesn't matter. I want to pressure Brett to go do a Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions interview.
Oh, yeah, I'll do an interview. I did get to play the Ultimate Universe was announced this week, and I did get to play that as well.
You did?
Yeah, I played it last week. It was embargoed. I couldn't tell anybody I did it.
Oh, I didn't know you did that. Wow, that embargoed. You didn't even tell me.
I was busy.
Thanks, dude.
Do you
You know how much the Ultimate Universe means to me?
A lot.
It's like the penultimate universe for me.
Well, it's worthless now. I'll have you know. Not because of the game, but
I'm a superhero squad man through and through.
Oh god. Yeah, they announced the fourth dimension in Shattered Dimensions is the Ultimate Universe.
Wow.
Which is which is silly for a little bit because Ultimate Universe is not from a gameplay and visual perspective is not that different from the regular universe. There's some differences, but like Spider-Man looks the same. So what they did was that you play Ultimate World, but in the black suit. Which again, to anyone who knows and actually read the comics, like Spider-Man was only in the black costume in the Ultimate Universe for like 5 issues. No, more like 3 issues.
You're being redundant. I know this 1,000 times over.
In 2003. So it's been 7 years since he's even wore that, and that's the only time he's ever worn it. So like to use the black costume as the Ultimate Universe thing is really bizarre to me. Like I don't get it at all. But the gameplay, each of the different universes plays a little differently, and Amazing is all about using the webs in weird ways. Like he'll make a big hammer, and you swing around, and he makes big boxing gloves and stuff. And Ultimate, because you're the black costume, it's all about using the symbiote and the tendrils and having a lot of extra power. And you don't do as much swinging around. It's a lot more just you have a rage meter and you fill it up, and it's kind of straightforward beat 'em up stuff with a little bit more of dodging and counterattacks. But I mean, the whole game is very linear. It's not the open world kind of stuff. And
I just imagine you'd be switching back and forth between these.
I don't know how it plays. I feel like you pick one of the 4 worlds, and it must do a story mode, like you go through them all in a row. The noir one is actually really cool. You can't play that like a Spider-Man character. It's very stealth and shadowy. You're not like super durable, so you have to you can't just keep fighting people, and I'll get shot a few hundred times. It won't matter because I'm Spider-Man. You can't get hit that much. So each of the little pieces I played was fun. I don't know when it's all comes together and you play the completed game if each of these little parts will be really fun for a long time. But it's out in September, so it's not very far away. So we will know shortly.
Yay!
But it's at least they had to do something different besides another Manhattan. They've done it 5 times in the last 4 years.
Oh, man. Manhattan.
Or 5 years or whatever it is. Since 2004, they've done one almost every year.
Yeah.
And it needed something else. And this is at least so comic-driven that I'll probably enjoy it anyway.
Is there anything you're looking forward to playing while you're here?
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I just listen to the music.
I just played the music is it's like everything you wanted arcade games to be.
Of course it is.
But what you wanted, your console never looked like an arcade game.
Right.
This looks just a notch better than the most beautiful arcade game you saw in 1992.
Right.
With a blaring soundtrack, which I think I thought retrospectively as a kid that's how all music would sound in the future anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's Anamanaguchi.
Yeah, doing the soundtrack, and I love that it all takes place in kind of a meager shell, but everything. It's just like I love how it mirrors the comics like that. It takes place in the first level I played through is just the Leo's place, the club.
The club, yeah.
Bunch of kids standing around, same looking. You beat the shit out of them. And it just matches a beat 'em up perfectly, bash them over the head with kegs. They drop dimes and nickels. That's Scott's currency. So I love that, $2.40 flash above his head, because Scott Pilgrim is poor and doesn't work.
Right.
So that's a big deal to him. No 9999 damage. He does 2, 4, and occasionally 6 damage. That's fantastic.
No, they're great books. And the 6th one just came out this week, so that wraps up the story.
That's true. No, I thought it was 7. No,
6 is it.
I'm thinking I always confuse Scott Pilgrim with Harry Potter.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
They did both go to wizarding school.
Tylor, anything you want to see this week? Oh, you did save Scott Pilgrim.
I did. I wanted to see Scott Pilgrim, and I don't know what else is on the floor.
I haven't played Gears 3, so
I still haven't either.
It's a lot of high-profile shit I didn't see at E3.
I think we might get to play it tonight. There's a Microsoft event.
Yeah.
Eric, you want to talk about Gears 3? All right. Eric's jumping in to talk about Gears 3.
Here he comes. We're professionals.
You got to make this fast. I have to run.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey. Yeah.
What
do you know
about Gears 3, dog?
You know what? I think the thing they're showing is the multiplayer, the beast mode, which they also had at E3, and it's really cool. Because it's basically like any squad-based shooter, right? Where you die and you get to choose what you want to come back as.
Right.
But as you play in beast mode, you get points for everything you do. Like you kill a guy, you get 2 points, 5 points, whatever. And as you get more points, you unlock more and more kinds of enemy you can play as. So, because you switch sides. Some guys are the troopers and some guys are the enemies. So you might start off and you can be a ticker, which actually is really awesome because you
play as a ticker.
Yeah, you can play as a ticker. And those are really cheap because you die. Your point is to die, or you can be a low-level grunt. But then you get up and you get in the boomers, and you get the really high-level dudes, and you start unlocking literally every game every enemy in the game. You can unlock at some point. And they've got some really weird ones. I was playing.
Can you spawn as a Brumac?
I was going to say.
The big walking
I don't know if you can do the Brumac because I never saw it, and the levels that we were playing were too big for Brumac. Were too they were too dense for a Brumac to maneuver in. But I did play, at one point I was playing this like armored centipede about the size of a bus that could travel underground
That's
and pop
weird.
up. And I think it's a new enemy.
Are those the things from Gears 2 that you could? They were movable. The movable cover, was that the same thing? Probably not.
No,
I haven't seen it yet, so I know nothing
but
about
yeah,
this.
so but
game.
it's turns out really cool because the different enemies play really differently from one another, and when you get into the, I don't remember what they're called, like the big dudes that swing the flail.
Oh right,
and they're really slow. Oh, you could be a berserker at one point, so like your field of vision is kind of blurry. So you have to sort of charge forward, and it's really cool though. It's a lot of fun.
And I think a Halo game is going to be here. I'm not even sure.
Reach is here. Reach is
I
here,
know
yeah.
it's here. It's like I don't even bother covering it normally because someone else already always has it. But somebody's got it. Eric, I think you better go check out Fable 3 because I don't want to. I've been disappointed by them all.
No.
You know what would make Fable 3
hear?
better?
Fable 2 sucked, but this time he's got it. This time it's going to be great.
There's only so many times.
You know what I want? I'm gonna call this right now. Someone needs to do this. The theme song for Fable 3 needs to be like a version of "You Got the Touch" with all.
Oh, guys,
like
I got a phone call. Keep it going.
All Renaissance themed instruments. You know, like a Ren Fair version.
Oh
of it.
yeah.
Because he's all about the touch. You know, it's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
you're
that.
going to touch your son,
I
and
just
he's
love
going
how,
to
like-
know you're his son because you're touching him appropriately. And just
Right, appropriate. I just love how Molyneux gets an idea in his head, and then that's the next thing. Like,
this game's
a
all
couple
about a
years
dog.
ago,
The dog will change everything.
The dog will change. The dog. And now,
But then
the dog was stupid.
But then he always apologizes 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah, that's what
I
the dog was a terrible
he's
idea.
just recently gone on record saying the weather thing in black and white was wrong.
black and white, and it's like
that was like 7 years ago.
It's
I was
like
at next. No,
the
it was
good PR
9
for
years ago.
your upcoming game. Good PR is not. Oh, my last games were shit.
Yeah.
You know, this next one, I promise I got it together this time. Like,
This
if
one
you
will
say
be
the
good.
things you do suck enough, people will believe you.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
not a
when
good
you-
move. I think he's a genuine
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
I think
I
he
do
just
too.
has like that sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
massive creative drive, and he gets upset about
Yeah.
things not working out and bugs
Yeah.
and whatever. But like, there needs to be someone to rein him in and be like, "All right,
Yeah.
Peter, just stop it. You're sounding like a prima donna a little bit." So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know Chris has got to run out of here. That'll do us for this Comic-Con segment, and then we're going to try to do another one made of interviews and a little bit more of a wrap-up on Saturday.
Oh, I got one more thing, actually.
Oh.
This is real quick.
Okay.
I need to apologize to everybody who's listening to this because I missed the best photo opportunity I've seen all day. I told Tyler this. I was walking on my way to the Star Wars thing, and I passed a girl dressed as Chun-Li who could not have been 5 feet tall. She had to be like 4'10" or something.
Is it the little girl that we sent the picture around?
No, she was a girl though, dressed as Chun-Li.
Oh, okay.
But she wasn't the best photo op. The thing is, about 10 steps later, I passed a girl dressed as Pikachu who had to be 6 feet tall.
So you wanted them to trade.
I almost pulled out money and said, I will give you $50 if you walk with
To
me
kiss her.
until we can find the Chun-Li girl and I can take your picture standing next to one another.
I want to try and do a lot of
That
shit
would've
like
been
that. I want to.
That would have been great, but I had neither $50 nor a camera, nor the time.
Oh, we have to give away our buttons.
That's what you'll need.
Oh, man. Let's wrap this up. We got to give up this room. A bunch of people are trying to get in here.
Yep.
We will have more
That's
from
what we get for
Comic-Con for
recording
you
in the
all
bathroom.
weekend long, I believe. Is that promising too much?
I said
Especially on a
Saturday.
day like Sunday?
I said Saturday.
Okay.
It'll go up Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Take your pick.
Yeah, we have a Comic-Con tab on the GamesRadar.com page. It's bright and black, if that makes any sense at all. Tyler, tell the people something. Say something nice. As we see them into the third segment, which is taking place in the former present.
In the
my
former
God.
present. And say something to Charlie, because he'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Welcome back, past, future Charlie. We're all missing you here at Comic-Con. I hope you're having fun in the present, future, past, back at the office.
I don't endorse that statement. I hope he's miserable. Charlie has a new 360. I don't.
And we're going to jump back into the cloud of sweat and, there's just stink lines.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is your WWE diva and Playboy cover girl, Ashley. Go to WWE.com. Check out the revealing interviews on GameRaiders.com. Check out GamesRadar.com. GamesRadar.com.
And now Henry Gilbert weighs in on the important issues of the day. Welcome to Hank's Corner.
Oh, hey, it's been a while, kids. You know, if you know something about me, it's that I love comic books. Love them. But you know what makes me really happy? Is that I'm not going to Comic-Con and that I can't enjoy anything that involves comic books. That's right. 5 people are going, not me. I get to sit at home and watch other people enjoy Comic-Con. I tell you, this is fucking bullshit. If anybody should be going to Comic-Con, it's me. Could they tell you what the original roster of the Justice Society was? No. Could they tell you the secret identity of Firestorm Ronnie Raymond? No, they couldn't. Man, could they tell you what Darkseid's son is? Orion, and who his adopted son is? Mr. Miracle. No, they couldn't tell you any of these things. Chris Antista, you think he's ever read a comic? No, he's insanely dismissive of them just because he thinks he's better than comic books. That's not the type of person that should be going to Comic-Con. So anyway, enjoy the B+ Comic-Con coverage you're going to get from these guys. And maybe I send an email to somebody saying that I should go next year. Anyway, thanks, Corner.
Hi, Chris. I'm here at the corner of 6th and Market in the heart of San Francisco, where an angry group of gamers are clamoring for their free Pretty Plush Doll and Trinity Universe art book. The mob is getting very angry, hurling giant bombs and chanting, "Give us our Pretty! Give us our Pretty!" Unfortunately for these NIS fans, we've already selected our winners from last week's Saturday giveaway. Congratulations, Protospasm! You've won a Pretty Plushie, a Trinity Universe art book, and a Zettai Hero Project sticker. Also, congratulations to Games Radar readers Kuobo and Kiso Kuiki. You've won a Trinity Universe art book and a sticker as well. This is Tyler Nagata reporting live from Games Radar's Choplifter in San Francisco. Back to you, Chris.
Hey, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast? Yeah!
Oh, Comic-Con. Oh, Comic-Con. But
Man, I can't wait to hear what things we will have said.
Yeah, me neither. Boom, wait. Now you're back in the past.
It's so great to be
isn't happening yet.
Be back here in this chair.
I'm back.
Nope, Charlie's back too. He came a little later.
We rode a lightning bolt back.
That song is New Dark Ages by Bad Religion. They're coming into a rock band this week with that and No Control, as well as the Stooges with 1969. Now I Want to Be Your Dog and No Fun. Why? These are all great bands.
Yeah.
These are all great bands. I think this song is off of one of their newer albums, which is weird. I thought we were supposed to hate that new Bad Religion, but this is kind of good. Yeah, fuck. What did we do last weekend? You guys didn't show up to CAX California Extreme.
I had to take a cat to the veterinarian.
Oh, you did?
9 a.m. on Sunday, which I'm assuming you guys were probably just getting into bed at that time.
I had recently fallen asleep.
Yeah, I got back at around 7 a.m. and
I had to live twice as far from the show as everyone else.
The cable guy decided to show up one day and 2 hours early, and that was awesome. Just like falling asleep with my head in my hand. Yeah, cable. HD maybe no. And then, yeah, we walked out of there and no HBOs, no HD cable box.
Oh,
I know.
This is you and Tyler Wilde.
It's only because Tyler Wilde. I'm like, I can't trust myself with the cable bill because I've never had HD in my house before. I've only had that shitty SD satellite, so I don't want them to talk me into anything. Could you order it? and sure enough, somebody on the phone talked him into HD and HBO. So as long as we're not being charged for it, because we didn't fucking get it. And that cable modem is pretty terrible at the moment.
What are you guys going to watch together on cable?
Oh, I don't know, Charlie. I mean, possibilities are endless. I think
Friends reruns?
Discovery Zone has a bunch of... Discovery Channel.
HGTV?
Yes, HD television.
Toddlers and Tiaras?
Is that on? Is that in HD?
I'm sure
I
it
want to
is.
see every pore of those awful fucking kids. Just those pitiable kids. Yeah, but with California Extreme, that was so much fun. You missed out if you didn't go. I've never seen anything like it. Like I forgot how long it's been.
So were there lines? Could you pretty much just walk right up?
Not really. I mean, there might have been a line like 1 or 2 people deep. Like the one game I didn't get to play, which I couldn't care less about, was the Sopranos pinball machine. that always had a line. But like the Act, that like animation game that you control a dial to enhance or decrease your emotions, that was busy, and I eventually got my hands on it. Like everything.
I remember that. Yeah, I would want to play that.
Yeah,
game.
it's crazy how much was there. I've never played Super Don Quixote. There was a line of like those terrible Dragon's Lair QuickTime.
Space Ace and
several of them I just never heard of, which were all Japanese animated cartoons that they just turned into QuickTime events,
like Time Gal
in the arcades. Well, there was Super Don Quixote, which was just a Japanese anime,
right?
And then Lupin the Third, I think.
Yeah, it was like Cliffhanger was the
Cliffhanger, yes.
for that. Yeah,
and like when you die, like it just shows some guy in the gallows getting dropped. And his neck
I think
stretched.
it's like from a fantasy sequence or something like that, where he's just imagining what'll happen if he ever gets caught.
Yeah, he gets shot, and then he gets gunshots right to the gallows. You don't shoot you don't hang a guy you just shot.
And you just shoot him again.
But what it was?
But I've never seen Cobra Command.
Oh, in the arcade.
The G.I. Joe game. It's so fucking awful. It's just terrible. It's just a G.I. Joe cartoon that's slightly, very rudimentally interactive. And
I thought Cobra Command was
is a helicopter game.
Yeah, it is
on NES.
No, well, Cobra Command. We have a YouTube video of it. It's fucking crazy. I'd never seen it before. And I found Baby Pac-Man.
Oh, garbage.
Wow.
Oh, just utterly terrible.
So how is it different than Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man?
Well, the power pellets don't show up at first. The ghosts seem to be able to turn on a dime instead of having to go around things. It sucks. And when like you escape to the sides to get away from ghosts, you escape from the bottom, you go down, and there's a pinball machine under there.
There's a tiny pinball machine in
Really?
the
It's
unit.
a
And now
tiny
you're playing pinball. It's
it's a real little miniature pinball machine in the arcade?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily miniature. Like the screen is definitely
the screen is
smaller.
tiny, and the pinball machine sucks. It's like it's a 2 strikes.
Everything
like,
about it
just
sucks.
Everything's terrible.
But I saw it like 20 years ago. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I only had 2 quarters, and they're gone.
It was this classic gaming expo of like just arcade games from the 70s and 80s, but like it was also just this amazing.
The first Pong, for the first time they had the prototype of the game What Does Natsume Miss Pac-Man made after that called Nightmare, which was hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of prototype games there. There was like the original Pong and the game called Shark. And
they had Shark.
Yeah, just a bunch of like really old shit.
Not like the shitty green one.
It was blue.
Shark
like
Unleashed.
everything was blue.
Well, it's like there's like a blue piece of cellophane over the screen or something. Is it something like that?
Like, the whole unit is blue, and then when I walked by, it just said Shark on it, like in blue glowing font.
So there's always like a person standing next to each one, or are they just kind of there?
They're just all on free play.
They're all on free play.
You had to pay $40 to get in,
right?
But it was open till 2 a.m. And the best part about it was it really recaptures that sense of what it was like to grow up in arcades, because the moment you walk in, it's just that deafening, indiscernible noise of just an arcade of just so many games going at once. And it was open till 2 a.m. and like I loved the fact that at midnight, 1 a.m. it was still completely full.
Yeah,
like, and it really was like being in, it's like 1992 in an arcade or something.
It was only hard to play just because like everything was free, and I jump on something, and then something else will catch my eye. I'll hear something else from beyond. What's that? Pac-Mania.
Yeah, which Henry and I got in a top score duel for Pac-Mania. He said he got number 2, and I was like, I can get fucking higher than that.
Didn't he eventually get number 1?
I got number 1 and took a picture and documented it.
I see.
He claims he beat that score.
Oh, yeah, well, he did technically obliterate your score.
Prove it.
Put his name in his max.
King of Kong. You should make a documentary about you and Henry.
I'm the only one with the picture.
Saddest, like, if you could make a straight-to-DVD version of that movie, that would be the score over Pac-Mania.
Wasn't it straight to DVD anyway?
No, it got some theatrical coverage.
The one evening of Pac-Mania that wasn't all that heated to begin with.
No, whatever. You guys both had like this strategy that had clearly been built up over the period of a couple of years. And don't pretend like I don't have a bunch of Pac-Mania music that you gave me.
Oh,
you
it's
recorded
great
yourself.
Music. Oh, God, I love Pac-Mania. And then we tried to go watch Joysticks.
Oh, my God.
That shitty 80s movie.
I got caught in, go ahead.
God, I have that on DVD.
We really couldn't get.
Tell you about
we
that.
really couldn't get. And the expo for the first time was in a location where there was a bar right in it.
Oh,
Because
wow.
usually it was in this museum, like it was in a tech museum, so it was not a party atmosphere.
Yeah, it's like a hotel.
This one was in a hotel in a huge room and a ton of games, but then right outside the door, bar that was open till 2. So. And you could take drinks into all the conference rooms, so all the panels and then the this movie they were showing Joysticks. It's like, but then knowing I could be drinking, watching that terrible movie that's just about basically 1982 arcades and how every game was a new huge thing, but then it just turns into
that's where teenagers used to hang out to pick up girls.
It's mostly a really shitty sex comedy.
But then, they actually took the arcades are popular. Let's make a sex comedy. So then, arcade sex comedy in 1982, it will be a huge hit, and it was. But it's fucking unwatchable now.
I was buying. There was somebody just selling old arcade marquees. I bought Choplifter, and I bought that one. And
why Choplifter? I never asked why.
Because I don't have a lot of fond memories of the game, but I still to this day I adhere to this. It is the coolest name for anything ever. Choplifter, and then the marquee is pretty badass. It's just like a giant tank, Choplifter, giant 80s font with somebody lifting someone in a helicopter. Good shit. And I'm buying that. And it's like, hey, yeah, hi. You ever seen Joysticks? I'm like. Yeah, he's like, do you like it?
Were they trying to drag people into this theater?
No, he's like, well, I've seen it. I'm McDorfus. I'm McDorfus. Michael, remember?
McDorfus, isn't that the guy who tongues the giant joystick at the end?
That is the big fat slob.
Yeah,
and
that's not something I'd brag about.
And I'm McDorfus, but he was a really cool guy, and he has a little older.
He just came up to you unsolicited.
No, he was across, and I think I'm in an interview with him somewhere. Like I sat down and recorded an interview with him, and that is the prize for this week. By the way, Planet of the Apes this week. Find a way to tell me you want this. A signed Joysticks mini poster by Jim Greenleaf, McDorfus. Yes, it's amazing.
We all are speechless.
Yes.
Man.
I have this to give away.
So jealous that you're giving that away and you didn't offer it to me
first. I know. I don't even know where I put it. But I talked to him. And he was really cool. He's like, yeah, I was also in this other movie with Matt Dillon. I ended up on the Tonight Show because that movie, the movie apparently opened up. I'm staring at Michael's third eye with his bottle cap on his forehead. It opened up at number 1, and the director said, "Well, how did you do that?" And because it's an arcade, you dumbass. This is the biggest thing around.
I'm surprised you weren't able to get it as a giveaway, like dinner with McDorfus or McDorfus hanging out with you for the whole week.
He's got a sexy date with McDorfus.
I'll show you the video when I can. He has a big white beard, and so what are you doing now? A bunch of social networking, and I'm Santa Claus. I'm like,
there it is.
You're Santa Claus. I get it because you have a great beard. And then later at the bar, I was talking to him.
He literally meant a mall Santa.
No, if you've ever seen those Capital One commercials,
he is Santa Claus.
They've been going for years. The Capital One commercials. He's the Santa Claus, and he was just saying as part of his bio, he's like, "No, I play Santa Claus in the Capital One commercials." He's one of the more recognizable Santa Clauses.
There's only one Santa.
More respect.
Really nice guy, but then he also when I met him at the bar after this interview, after this meet and greet, we went to the movie, and I'm like, we're never going to get to see this again. This movie is irredeemably terrible.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to hear the theme song because most people don't know that the theme song to Joysticks is in that pole position parody we did.
Right.
That's from Joysticks.
Oh, wow.
And
totally awesome
video games. Got to have a quarter. Oh, it's just everything about it is terrible.
And
like,
that song is playing while a topless girl is stroking a joystick.
Yes. And we're watching the movie. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here. I wanted to go to the Q&A.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go to the bar later, and it's Jim Greenleaf. McDorfus is sitting there. Hey! How you doing? I'm like, all right. Saw you walk out of the movie. And then, like, I told you I didn't like it. And I was just one of the more awkward celebrity encounters I've ever had. But now you can win his signature, thanks to Games Radar.
I wanted to quit watching the movie so I could go drink.
But we also did something else here that I don't know if we're allowed to talk about just yet.
It involves Dan, and I believe he was wanting to keep it under some kind of wraps for the time being.
Some kind of wraps, but it involves audio, video.
It involves us as well, so...
Ninjas and swapping.
Dan Amrich of Activision?
Dan Amrich of Activision. I'm going to say in this case, Dan Amrich and Jude of Palette Swap Ninja. That's who this mostly involved. And a bunch of who's who of the close-knit games industry that we speak to currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, wait. All right, fine. No one else is
You'll see the fruits of that in late August or early September.
Yes. Game deals.
Game deals.
It's about that time.
Do as I say, save a little money for a rainy day.
What are you buying?
I see game deals this week. I see on Amazon, they still have Xbox Live subscription cards, and they're down to $34. Oh my goodness! And they I think they've started selling PSN games for Amazon. You buy it, they'll give you a token download. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 can be had at $7.49, which is half price, and Worms at $7.99. Good shit. And there was also on Amazon, if you buy UFC 2010 Undisputed, you can get Legends of WrestleMania, Saints Row 2, or Red Faction Guerrilla free.
Wow.
Free. And I think it varies from PS3 to 360, but I think it was around $40. I can't speak that it'll be there now. Best Buy Reward Zone members should really act fast because you can get Final Fantasy 13 for $19.99.
Wow.
The game's down to $39.99 there, and their Best Buy Reward Zone members have a coupon for $20 off. Also at Best Buy, Green Day Rock Band on all platforms is $39.99. We were at E3, and if you went up and played Rock Band 3 on the platform...
I wish I'd known about this before E3 was over.
They just handed you Green Day Rock Band.
Wow. Yeah.
Everybody got a copy. And I don't have a copy. Oh, speaking of music games, DJ Hero with turntable, $39.99.
It's a fine game.
At Toys R Us. Well, I'm saying for that and the turntable, fine price.
How much was it originally with the turntable?
It's like $70.
It's like $70 or $80, yeah.
Then you have to find a place to store it once you've played it for a couple hours.
But I borrowed mine and then gave it back.
That thing in general is much smaller than like a guitar. So
yeah, it's
very easy to store.
It's very easy to tuck under a couch forever.
And GameStop, who we constantly get shit for hating, they are in the middle of a giant power saver sale, which includes Tony Hawk Ride. How much? Who wants to guess?
I'm hoping
I don't have my
they'll
buzzer.
give you $10 to take it off their hands.
Ooh, no, sorry.
$4.99.
No, add another 9 in there.
$49.
$49.99.
Fuck! It's been 6 months. Kill it already.
I know, but hey,
8 months.
That's a third of the price it started at.
Oh God, it should have been $50.
But really good sales. And someone told me to keep them abreast of Battlefield Bad Company 2 sales. Here's your deal: Battlefield Bad Company 2, Final Fantasy 13, Just Cause 2, Dante's Inferno are all $39.99. And Left 4 Dead 2 is also $39.99, but not on PS3. You get the idea. Also, PS3 360, Mass Effect 2, Bioshock 2, Bayonetta, Aliens vs. Predator are all $29.99. Fine prices for fine games. Rock Band Beatles, Darksiders, Rock Band 2, Grand Theft Auto 4, $19.99. Ooh, here's something that hasn't been done in a long time. What console have we not serviced game deal-wise in the longest time?
Wii?
PSP.
Yes.
Charlie, it is PSP. Why is that always on loop?
So we did talk about Dead or Alive Paradise on PSP.
I'm playing a PSP game for review that I'm liking very much. I had not played a game on the PSP until Comic-Con last year when I was playing this game, Rock Band Unplugged. Very, very good. $9.99.
Ah, yes. We actually played that on our way to Comic-Con last year.
Yeah, and all those console games I mentioned outside of Left 4 Dead 2, those are all available on 360 and PS3. PS3 exclusive games on sale at GameStop. God of War 3 and Demon's Souls are $29.99. no one's going to respond, but I think those are fantastic prices. Heavenly Sword, a game I love, is $14.99. It's finally gone down in price.
Damn. That you loved Heavenly Sword.
I bought it at Walmart in May for I believe $20.
$20. It didn't go down in price for a long time.
I think I paid like 30 something for it.
30, yeah. If you remember how long like PS3 prices stuck for a long time, I'm very surprised you God of War 3 like
$30 that quick.
$30. Really, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that means it sold to its base. It made all its money back. It's time
what's the one like that awful launch game? The Untold Legends, Dark something,
Dark Kingdom.
Dark Kingdom. Yeah, it's like I keep seeing that for full price places, and like I think like only in maybe the last year and a half, 2 years, it like went down to $19.99.
Oh, it's game deal for microparas.
It's not a game deal. It's just kind of like I'll buy that when you pay me $19.99.
Michael, thanks for closing out the game deal segment.
Is there a sound effect for Michael? When he says a game deal instead of a fact?
I guess that. I should start playing that back. Yeah, you're annoyed at that now. You need a new sound effect. I'm not saying... I don't disagree with you.
Just click the last quarter of the Wikiparas.
We did our question of the week last week, as we do every week. Last week was, what is your favorite game commercial? We're very busy this week with Comic-Con, and I'd wanted to actually play the commercials you suggested on the air. So you have one more week to add those in before we do another extravaganza. So I'm not going to read any this week. I will read some new users, because there's a lot for some weird reason. Lords of Techno, The Roski, Tongue Punch, Lizzie's Fart Box, genetically altered super giraffe ejaculating grenades. That
was all one?
Yeah, if there was an award, for good game. Well, hold on, it gets better. General Mills Inc. I don't know why I like it, because it's just the General Mills logo. Like they're somehow posting on our forums. A robot Elston showing his balls to you.
It's very specific.
Yeah, it is.
A robot elephant.
Yeah, see, it's based on that, Charlie.
I like that.
Charlie Barrett, not a listener of the podcast. Taliban News Network, good to have him on. I think we
can't believe they added themselves like that.
We have 2 poop socks.
2? How do they? What's the variation?
Capital letter. Because our forums aren't very advanced. Also, we have a brand new forum user. Meh. Meh. Yeah. Look at this. You can get.
That was an hard take.
If you're creative, if you're creative with 3-letter names, like all capital letters, because apparently our forums don't yet make the distinction. Someone got yes.
Well,
capital YES.
The Bison yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's why did I have that saved and everything? Yes. Yeah. ICBA coming up with a proper name. ICBA coming up with a proper name. Okay. Norwegian Prince of Video Game Ratings. That's Nigerian Prince of Video Game Ratings. Brax 13, Sin Lust, Exotic Pop Tart, Gynecologist to the Stars, Trunk Butt Amputee, Sam 451, Loves and Rantista. Did I just sharded because I missed him and he yelled at me on Twitter. We also have the Twent Chef, Samus on a Bus, Jittery Jigglypuff, White Rain, and exclusive TalkRadar, exclusive conservative TalkRadar listener. Yes, that was our new users. Question of the week, 11D1. What are we talking about here? We're at Comic-Con. We're balls deep in Comic-Con as we speak. What's our question of the week? What are we looking at?
Well, I think we settled on just last Comic-Con we asked what superhero game disappointed you the most. This year we would ask what comic character do you think would make a good game?
Enthusiasm was just dripping.
I wiped it up really
good. What did you say?
It was your idea. Just comic.
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
And it could be characters.
No, I had said what non-superhero comic.
Yeah, you said non-superhero, but I didn't want to limit it.
Brett didn't want to alienate people who read anything with pictures and word bubbles that didn't have a cape.
Okay.
Right. Come on, like Spider-Man doesn't have a cape.
It's like, hold on, look, see. What comic would you love to see made? Like, what comic would you like to be made into a game that's not a superhero? And it's like, it's simple. I could handle a Far Side game. I don't know how you do it.
I don't want it. I love Far Side, and I don't want a fucking Far Side game.
I disagree.
What if it was an episodic Far Side?
That's right.
Even worse.
That's right.
Even worse.
You didn't think about that.
Episodic
What if it was
iPhone.
It'd have to be like WarioWare.
You know how you run these things into the ground, make them episodic.
What if it was brought to you by Activision?
Everyone loves the first 2 Sam and Max, and then...
don't listen to Elson. He's part of the old regime. He needs something on a disc or he can't like
4, and then 5.
No, only the original Sam and Max was worth
6, and then 7.
No, 7 Max only got better. It was just
8.
Like the same game over and over again, but slightly better every time. So it's like, who cares?
And episode.
Oh, what were you going to say, Charlie?
Do you know numbers after 10?
Episode 11.
all right. What were you going to say, Charlie?
Well, I was thinking of actual comics like Bone, but I realized they made that already. I was thinking of Tales of the Jedi, but they made that. That's basically KOTOR. So then I stole yours, which was Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes.
I basically just want to play a Calvin Ball game.
Calvin Ball.
That'd be kind of hard. So you make up all your own rules, but
the rules keep being updated by the community.
Oh yeah.
That'd be really weird. This is a grand experiment. Bill Watterson has to get desperate at some point. Oh, he will sell out.
I can't believe that you would just disappear completely, like for real, like.
But that's the thing. He
bored?
reemerged and was like in some like shitty fucking local
He
newspaper.
did an interview with some tiny outlet, and then it's like, and I'm going back to the cave.
I can't believe doesn't. If he was a creator, you think you would need to keep creating something.
Well,
I think he got tired of creating comics.
Well, create something else.
Well, wasn't the whole thing like he saw what was going to happen, and like it's inevitable. Anything he creates is going to get famous, and it's going to get the same thing that's going to happen. So he just
I remember
just
him
bowed
saying
out.
that, but it seems like as just who he was. Like he has to be creating something right now, and he has to be letting people see it, and people will be excited just because it's Bill Watterson.
I'm thinking when he dies, they're going to go in his house, and we're going to have like a decade of awesome shit he sat on.
I just wait. Like Led Zeppelin said they'd never get back together, and they did because they're old and pathetic, and it's like for one summer, and our grandkids are millionaires forever.
Right.
So I hope. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens to Bill Watterson when he reaches that point.
The Beatles said they would never get back together, and then they died.
Yes, and then they all died one at a time.
They're all dead.
And what was I going to say? I said I want a Doonesbury RPG. I think that'd be pretty kick-ass. No more Garfield games.
Yeah.
But I mean,
unless it's a no more Garfields.
No more Garfields.
That could be interesting.
I like that.
Did
No
they
Garfield
make,
for old man.
Was there Marmaduke games for the Marmaduke movie?
Oh, there better have been.
I'm sure. Actually, I don't know. Check your Wii and PS2 release list.
Possibly PSP.
Oh, that's too expensive.
But it's like it's easy if the last couple of months hadn't happened. Who wouldn't have said Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah,
the Scott Pilgrim game looks perfect, like everything I've ever wanted.
It's hopefully exactly what we want out of it.
Especially with that goddamn music. I think they said they were going to release a new Anamanaguchi song from the soundtrack
So
like
good.
once a week.
So
Oh,
good.
wow.
I haven't heard any yet.
Scott Butterworth was supposed to bring me in his Scott Pilgrim to read today, and he did not.
I think Tyler has it. I'll see if I can just...
Yeah, doesn't Tyler have my copy that
think
you
so.
lent him?
Yeah, I really...
Tyler
pretty
Wilde,
sure I
did he
asked
take
you.
it from his bedroom.
Probably.
You just
but
forgot.
He's just had it forever.
Yeah, he's had it forever.
They only take like an hour to read.
That's why 4 and 5 have
he's
taken
had
so
it for
long.
months.
And 6 is about to come out. Anything else? Elston, did you read anything that wasn't a superhero?
Calvin and Hobbes was the only. Like, I agree. It would be Calvin Ball would be good, but also just that like sense of like a game that could somehow try to recapture that childlike wonder of exploring the wilderness and get in a wagon and roll down these hills. And then it maybe goes through the life cycle of a year where you're also in the snow, so you get to do the sledding and the monster snow goons and all that shit.
Yeah, you play all his different his alter egos.
Yeah, Calvin.
Final
Man.
boss is Susie Durkins.
Yeah. Final boss is like his teacher who turns
Rosalind,
into
the babysitter.
Miss
Wormwood?
Miss Wormwood turns into the Zork from Zack or whatever her like the tentacled version of her was.
You could do a Spaceman Spiff.
Spaceman Spiff.
As a young boy, I went to a Christian lock-in sleepover camp to try and get laid.
Yeah, of course you do.
Because I was trying to get laid, I also brought with me a pillow sack full of every Calvin and Hobbes book I've ever read.
Very
and my
sexy.
friend had to say, "Dude, everybody's looking at you. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just reading Calvin and Hobbes, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with all these people?"
I'm not sure what the point of that story was.
But I had
Just how obsessed we were with Calvin. Like me and a couple of friends were really obsessed with Calvin and Hobbes. So like we had 1 day out of the week where we designate where all we would do is read Calvin and Hobbes in silence with one another
and jerk off together.
This is pre Well, it's right on the cusp of being able to get hard and ejaculate.
Yeah, that's the exact same time frame because it's like my sister got me one of the collections of it for like my 12th birthday or something, or like 13th birthday. I don't remember which one it was, but it was like it's the exact same time frame. And I had never heard of it, and I was like, I don't read comic strips. And then I read this, and then I ended up getting every single one of them and reading them repeatedly to the point where I can't even read them ever again in my life because I see the first panel and know the rest of the strip for every comic.
But then some of them have become
I just can't.
Incredibly profound when you discover them as adults. And I know, we talk up that kind of stuff a lot, but this is very rare. And that's why when I land-based things like Transformers, I go back and look at it, and I don't have the same feeling I did as a kid. I have that with Calvin and Hobbes, and then it touches me on an adult level. That's really weird.
Because they were just funny and fun to us as kids, and now you're just like longing for like being that kid and having that much imagination. And
no, there are songs there about like just existential. Just kind of out there for a children's comic, like dealing with death.
Yeah, they usually end with Hobbes saying some kind of line, and you're like, "Oh, I should have got that." I couldn't have got
you
that.
You wouldn't have gotten that when you were a kid.
Yeah,
and it ended with the greatest line ever: "When I die, my last breath, I'm gonna go. Let's go exploring."
Right. Yeah, the last comic is so good. The very last one.
I'd also like to see Banana Man. Oh, that's a superhero.
It's also animation.
Yeah, you're right, Michael.
What I would like to see, if I may, and I don't even remember if he counts as a superhero, but it's definitely a comic.
Prince Valiant.
Prince Valiant in a game.
Prince Valiant would make a badass video game.
I want to see Max in like a really creepy and just
I wouldn't call him a hero.
Completely off the wall game that makes no sense and is just
like the show.
Like the show, but I mean even the comics, like half of it's dream world and a sub world and things represent other things, and I don't know. I think there's a very rich. Plus, I mean, even if you get down to it, Max is that's a video game capable character. He's a huge dude with spike hands. Like, seems perfect.
How about a combination of Naughty Bear and Family Circus?
Yes, a Family Circus game.
Yes.
You have to follow the critical path.
But also, like, I mean, when I think about comic strips, outside of Calvin and Hobbes and The Far Side, I hated I want a high and lowest game. And
you don't like Foxtrot?
Fucking Foxtrot.
Foxtrot's pretty good.
It's like the hipster comic before hipsters happened.
And we're not just talking about that. What did we say? We were talking about earlier Cerebus.
Yeah,
Cerebus could make a cool game.
That wasn't in my.
The thing is, it's like I keep thinking of like comics I used to love to read, and I keep self-sabotaging them in my mind. Like I keep thinking like the first thing that comes to mind is like they'd fuck this up by doing this. Like Gru the Wanderer, stupid guy who wanders around killing everybody accidentally and making these huge catastrophes without intending to. Basically, just a really dumb Conan. They'd find a way to make it stupid. Like bad stupid.
It'd be a bare bones like Mash X to
it'd be Mash X, and then there'd be like really dumb humor.
I don't know. I still think there's some value to even like the worst of that. Is Carolyn Goodmanson going to come in the room?
Cherry's downstairs. We have Carolyn and Cherry sit on the podcast for 10 minutes.
And then like Usagi Yojimbo. This is kind of a similar thing. It's like, and that already had like a C64 game, but I mean, just look at the Ninja Turtles games, and like that's kind of how that would turn out. It'd just be another shitty brawler, and no one would care.
I'll even allow the Ninja Turtles. They're not superheroes; they're vigilantes.
That's true.
Mutant vigilantes.
I wouldn't mind a comic version of it, like really, really drawing off of the comic versions.
Wasn't that
DuckTales? What about Boondocks? I think Boondocks. I mean, especially with what they've done with the cartoon.
Boondocks, if you based it on the show right now, that would be kind of amazing.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
It's very weird. He canceled the comic to work on the cartoon show, which took 2 years to make the third season. So it's like it barely exists anymore.
Yeah.
Peanuts, that's been done.
And I'm gonna, even though you said Bone earlier, Charlie, it's like there have been 2 episodes by Telltale.
Bone earlier.
And
that was hard.
Okay. Even though you said Bone earlier, Charlie. Bone earlier.
Boner.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like I remember asking, like, I had an interview with Telltale, and I was like, oh, you know, where are you going to take this series? Like, are you ever going to go back to it? Because it's like, you know, it starts out in these really kind of small-scale stories that are good for point-and-click adventure games, but then it gradually gets bigger and bigger and bigger until, like, you've got this Lord of the Rings scale epic with, like, these clashing armies and, like, you know, how are you going to do that? And they're like, yeah, we're just focusing on Sam and Max for now.
Oh.
It's like, I don't think they'll ever go back to it. I don't think it'll ever happen.
So were those
So
first
I'd
two
like to
ones-
see someone else pick that up and run with it.
Were the first two ones good?
They were okay. And the first one I remember was like, it was $20 and it was like over in 2 hours, and like, this is kind of a ripoff. But then the second one was a little bit better. It was also cheaper.
So, let us know on GamesRadar.com/forums. Talk Radar Podcast.
You'll find a link in the Talk Radar 11st page. Put that into Google. Spell it out, because that's how we'll be doing it. 11st hyphen. We also have phone calls, because they're ready. Phone calls. I don't know who this is.
Hey, what's going on, Talk Radar? This is Strangle Me once again. And I'm calling to tell you guys that I'm sitting here at my job, not working, listening to Talk Radar 13.
Yeah.
And
wow, that's old.
I heard when you guys were talking about the games that stayed with you, and Michael talked about how he played GTA 4 and everything looked like GTA 4. Well, when I played GTA 4, I live in New York, so literally when I walk out the door and start driving around, every fucking where looks like Liberty City. So I can go to actually where, you know, Patrick lives and shit, and Queens, and it just looks so much exactly like New York, and that literally, like, I couldn't tell the difference between that and fucking reality when I just played that.
Stop it! People are listening. They're going to use this. They're going to use this to litigate things.
Yep.
Strangle Me of New York couldn't tell the difference between reality and a video game.
Fantasy.
And a video game for children.
This goes on for a little while longer.
3 months, 4 months, and beat the game. The fucking podcast, once again, as you all well know. And listening to everything from Talk Radar 1 to 50, because iTunes don't keep your fucking old podcasts up because they're a bunch of assholes. But it's better because I get to go to GamesRadar.com and download them there.
That's right.
Anyway, love you guys. Talk to you later.
If someone was asking me, where are all the old podcasts? I'm like, I can't. It's disheartening, but I guess maybe it's not that clear that all the podcasts live in the Compendinarium. If you click on there, any podcast page, enter a podcast and any number that has existed with the podcast. At the very bottom, there's something called Talk Radar Archives. They're all on our site. They're available forever.
It's also just all on GamesRadar.com/TalkRadar.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Is that linked to the...
It goes directly
I need
to the...
update that bitch then. All right, wait. No, that was one phone call. One time we'll go through and do a bunch of phone calls. Coming soon, right?
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Soon there will be a podcast that may be entirely phone calls.
Please call the Talk Radar hotline. They're no offense, they're finally coming to me.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to Elston, who has a lot of other duties that
I'm sitting on about 100-something phone calls, so
I can finally see them. I can go through them. I can edit them.
1-877-404-1337.
I didn't know that number.
Extension 327.
But we should get out of here. Where'd you tease? We're at Comic-Con.
Yes, we're at Comic-Con this week.
Comic-Con Live.
I think you're trying to do another Comic-Con cast
I
sometime this
want to
weekend.
do a giant interview extravaganza.
I had an article up on Thursday about video game characters then and now.
Mm-hmm.
Please look at it. And Game Music of the Day. All of your comments are much appreciated in Game Music of the Day.
Very much so. Michael Challey?
This is Friday right now, right?
Yeah.
I have a feature up about zombies.
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 I have a feature up on whether or not Alan Wake and Deadly Premonition are the same game.
They are.
Also zombie related.
Spoiler.
Sorta.
Spoiler.
Don't come.
To
Ghost zombie
GameSpot.
thing, darkness.
Don't come to GameSpot or IGN this weekend. Because
don't go there.
Games Radar is where it's at.
They are
is where it will be at for.
All right, closing out because this is Comic-Con, a comic extravaganza. I have a song. Hopefully he'll grant me approval by the time this airs.
This is a good song.
Spring All. It's Batman, a parody of Old Man by Neil Young that I think is absolutely phenomenal. Love it to pieces. We'll see you next week with a full-fledged normal cast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Batman saving our lives from the evil doers. at your life, superhero and so much more. Living down in a cave at night, just Alfred and you. Parents lost, such a cost, getting back at the crooks that crossed. Catch a coin that would get tossed by not one face but two. Batman, make the city alright and we will all thank you. Gotham needs someone to fight all the evil doers. Just one kick in the spine and you can tell they're through. Scarecrow will hypnotize, Mr. Freeze turning people to eyes. Joker's a wild and a crazy guy that murders people too. The Riddler and his questions asked, he never fails to harass.
What's green and black and red all over?
The Dark Knight kicking your ass. Batman, you are living the life and I envy you. You can fly, do whatever you want, have a sweet ride too. There's nothing that yellow utility belt can't do. Batman, hell of a guy, hope he lives forever.